Listen to this exact quote. In Vanity Fair's career retrospect video, Brian Cox says that Agamemnon is the only role he has ever pursued. Cox also commented on working with co-star Brad Pitt. He'd never been in costumes like that. Brad walked on set and my jaw was down because he was so stunningly beautiful. I'm straight, but I thought, wow, my God, this guy is stunning.
The movie you didn't list that Darren...
I'd be on set. I'd be like, I can't work on this movie.
It would be such a shame if Brad Pitt wasn't in movies and we didn't get it's like
he's for years been Brad Pitt. He's like the North Star of good-looking actors. Welcome to The Cover, where three Hoosier friends judge books by their covers and movies by their trailers.
That's right. I'm Brett, here with my fellow Indiana natives, Remington and Marcus, ready to dive into the stories that keep us up all night and occasionally put us to sleep.
Whether you're a bookworm, movie buff, or just here for the witty banter, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll dissect a different book or movie, sharing fun facts, hot takes, and moments that make Marcus cry. Spoiler alert, we're not experts, but we're definitely opinionated.
From literary masterpieces to blockbuster flops, nothing is safe from our snarky reviews and wild tangents. Who knew Hoosiers could be this entertaining?
So grab your popcorn and reading glasses because we're about to embark on a hilarious journey through the pages and screens that shape our lives. Or at least our weekends.
You're listening to The Cover. Let's get the show on the road before one of our kids wakes up.
Welcome to The Cover Podcast. I want to help Marcus get something off his chest that I think we all think about regularly, but nobody's said it yet.
We stopped doing what's new.
Yeah, so, this is what's new.
But I will tell you that...
I think we're going to find out why we stopped doing it.
I would just like to express my displeasure at the increasing amount of restaurants and establishments with public restrooms that don't provide paper towels or hand towels of some kind.
So
it's just the blow dryers.
I thought this was actually something that happened a few years ago where people went really, really heavy with the blow dryers, and then they backtracked and added paper towel next to the blow dryers.
Yeah.
You're saying you've noticed that it's just all blow dryers again.
Seems like it.
Interesting. You did just move to Carmel.
What
is this a
maybe
new?
What made you?
You know, the
sudden...
best. Well, today I visited a restroom that only had that, and you're like walking out with wet hands, and the water drips all over the floor.
You're impatient. You're not patient enough to dry your hands under a.
It doesn't get your hands dry.
Somebody did bring up.
Eventually we'll get your hands dry. Eventually your hands just dry anyway.
There is one place that has the dryer built into the sink. And so you're dripping down. You're dripping down into the sink. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That feels better to me.
It does feel better, but if there's water in the basin anywhere, it blows the water.
I know
everywhere.
It's just ridiculous.
No, but I heard there has to be air that comes into that to create air to blow out. It's poop air.
What?
Oh, it's not coming in from. It's not.
Where's it coming in from, Rem? You think they built an entire tunnel system to the outside?
Air.
It's an HVAC system.
It's a filter.
Dude.
It's actually filtering the air while it blows your hands.
You're telling me you think they have an HVAC system? You think that thing isn't just plugged in the wall and mounted on the wall? You think it's connected to a
that might
pipe?
be the case, yeah.
Yeah.
It probably is.
It's poop.
So you're saying it's poop air because there's poop particles in the air?
Correct. Have you ever?
How scientific is it that there's poop particles?
Well, hold on. Have you ever been?
And is this actually?
Okay.
Is it?
Here's how I know.
Is it more sanitary than what they had in Troy?
Here's how I know. Listen to this.
I doubt it.
Here's what I know. If you've ever rode in a car with 5+ children, which we all have, and you know the magic button to make the air conditioning stronger, use the internal air in the car.
Yeah.
And you use that when you're on your own all the time. Well, once you have 3 kids in diapers in the car at once, and you turn that on, you know immediately that it's poop air. And somebody goes, what is that? And until you figure it out for the first time, you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it smells.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's...
What's it smell like, Marcus?
I'm just saying, like,
Poop air.
that doesn't mean that. Hey,
welcome to the
particles
Cover
floating
Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Wiggins. Rem, I think that was great.
Paris is such a little bee. I mean, you can tell instantly.
I literally, at one point, almost texted you guys and was like, how are we going to get through this episode without calling him that?
I'll tell you this much.
Without, like, saying the word.
The thing that is interesting is he agrees. He actually did not want to take the role. We're talking about
So
Orlando Bloom.
Was this a, hey, this movie's going to be huge, you need to take it sort of thing?
I'll look up the note, but he...
Are you kidding me?
It wasn't that he didn't want to play the role. It was like he was really...
Legolas and Will Turner. He
doesn't
need to do anything.
Oh,
Right.
Before this?
I don't know.
Oh, because, I mean, another bow and arrow. Was this to set it up?
I don't know. I think he was relatively unknown as Legolas.
Well,
A lot of these guys
Man,
played a lot of these like typecasted medieval...
He plays the little bee very well.
The little
Very
bee.
well. Very well.
The little bee.
Little bee. I'm your host, Brett Wiggins, and always to my left, the little brother. To my left is
The paterfamilias.
Marcus Mangus, and sitting to my right is Sir
Remington Ramsey.
I love how you wait to hear the Sir,
Yeah.
because the one time I didn't, that makes me feel good.
Oh, guys. I mean, 2003, Pirates of the Caribbean and Lord of the Rings came out that year. But remember, like, Lord of the Rings shot for 2 years straight.
That, yeah, that was his.
And then
that
was
was the
editing.
second Lord of the Rings, wasn't it?
You are right. You are right. So he had already, that was his big epic, was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean came out. And then right after this, he's like, you know what?
Kingdom of Heaven?
Give me another sword. I'm going to do
Yeah.
I'm going to do a role I can be proud of.
Yeah.
So what's funny, so he was already Legolas before he filmed this,
Yes.
Troy? I bet the
And he
director.
still- he does the bow
director
like-
doesn't even. But I think the director doesn't even tell him, and then all of a sudden they're like, "We had an idea. Here's a bow."
Well, Paris
director's cut is much better.
Director's cut is awesome, by the way.
Historically, Paris though kills Achilles.
Oh, okay, nice.
At least in the mythology, they did get that right ish.
The fact that he killed, like, in addition to the heel.
I'm just saying it wouldn't have been a surprise. Well, no, actually,
Paris would have, or Orlando Bloom would have known he was gonna.
if he knows the story, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Maybe.
It wasn't like the director was like, "Hey, we have this idea that you're the one that kills Achilles."
It was a pretty good joke until you said that part. We answer 9 questions, sometimes every week, about one of your favorite books or movies. Sir Remington, what are we covering?
It is the year 1250 BC. During the late Bronze Age, 2 emerging nations begin to clash after Paris, the Trojan prince, convinces Helen, queen of Sparta, to leave her husband Menelaus and sail with him back to Troy. I said that like millionaire. After Menelaus finds out that his wife is taken by the Trojans, he asks his brother Agamemnon to help them get her back. Agamemnon sees this as an opportunity for power, so they set off with 1,000 ships holding 50,000 Greeks to Troy. With the help of Achilles, do you guys remember that?
Achilles?
Do you guys remember that?
No.
The IU kid that was on
Oh.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
And
no.
he solved the puzzle and he said Achilles and they didn't accept it and he lost like 50 grand. Stupid IU. With the help of Achilles, the Greeks are able to fight the never-before-defeated Trojans. Before they come to stop by Hector, Prince of Troy, the whole movie shows the battle struggles and the foreshadowing the fate of the adaptation of Homer's classic, The Iliad. This movie is Troy. 2004, R rating, 2 hours, 43 minutes runtime, starring Brad Pitt,
Is this rated
Eric
R?
Bana, Orlando Bloom, Brian Cox, Julian Glover, and director Wolfgang Peterson.
Dude, Pat Sajak, too, tried so hard to handle it well, and he was like...
He was like, no. Because it was like it was like the end of the show.
And it was like, Susan?
He had just like rolled the
Million.
$1 million thing or
and
something.
so it would have been in the prize wheel that he spends at the very end he would
Achilles the Mighty or something, he said.
I'm a little surprised this is rated R.
Why? It's so gory. It's a ton of this is a rated R movie for sure.
All right.
So the director's cut is way more gory. I'll tell you this much. The director's cut is interesting because you can tell the very first scene is
Do you think it's rated R because of Brad Pitt's boobs? that went into account?
You really only see butts.
I said Brad Pitt's boobs.
I know,
okay.
but you only see really his butt.
In the first part of the movie,
you do see Brad Pitt's boobs. Yeah.
First part of the movie, you see a dog walking around a ruins, and he after a couple minutes of walking through, he walks up to what you would assume is his owner and licks his face. And I didn't really understand the point of that until the end of the director's cut, when they show the Trojan horse on the beach and all the dead people around with apparently the plague.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
After they take the Trojan horse back, the dog comes back into play and licks the wounds, and you can tell that they were painted on to show that they didn't actually have the plague. And then the soldier rides up the hill to see all of the boats in the bay, and he's shot. So what it taught me was that, like, the director's cut, and I found a lot more things like that.
If you take out one, you got to take out both.
Well, it's just a very thoughtful, artful process for this director. Like, Wolfgang is like, he's sitting at home, like, writing all the things that will have a common thread.
There are a couple movies that I feel like are known for their director's cut versions. Yeah, where it's
well, like Lord of the Rings. I mean,
Lord of the Rings 3 is the most common one.
So when the Academy Award situation, that type of stuff, do they ever take those? Are they allowed to take that into account when awarding
Does
those?
the director's cut of Lord of the Rings 3 have the interaction between Saruman and Bilbo and or not Bilbo, Frodo and Sam?
Saruman?
Yeah.
What is the interaction?
Dude, they meet Saruman.
Sauron or Saruman? Sauron's the eye.
No, Saruman.
Okay.
They meet Saruman on their way back to the Shire.
Oh, after he's already been sacked?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been sacked.
No. I don't know.
Like,
Are you just talking about from the book?
Sauron's been defeated.
I don't think that's shown in the director's cut. Oh,
man.
I could be wrong, though.
It's an incredible scene, really. It's sad
what
that
does he
it
say?
doesn't. Well, he tries to take over the Shire, and they now can fight against him.
Oh,
and
really?
They know they can, and they defeat him without any help from anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So they don't come up. They don't come to the Twin Towers. They find him
because he was wandering, you know, and he was basically coming to take revenge on the Shire.
Man, it's been a long time since I read it. I mean, it's like 1,200 pages, but I don't remember that.
You've read it?
Oh yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
So I did a couple things on chat for this movie specifically. I said, I want to know how much of this lines up with the Iliad. Because I had always thought, I've never read the Iliad. Have you guys read the Iliad?
Yes.
Okay, so I had always thought this was pretty much like the storyline. But the Trojan Horse isn't even in the Iliad.
No.
The Iliad is literally just about Achilles.
Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
the Iliad ends with Hector's funeral.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I've only read...
And then Odysseus starts...
I've only read the Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
I have not read the Iliad.
You're talking about Odysseus.
A lot of this movie also comes from the Aeneid, which was the Roman version. Virgil wrote it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the side-by-side comparisons of the things that are most prominent between Troy 2004 and the Iliad. Achilles versus Hector, yes, that is in the Iliad, also in Troy, very faithful. Trojan Horse, not in the Iliad, major climax of Troy. Fall of Troy, not in the Iliad. So which would track with what you're saying about it ending after Hector dies, which that's a pretty boring book if it dies, like unless they're just doing character. It's a poem.
No,
first of all.
and it's all about Achilles and his wrath after Patroclus dies.
Does he? Let me ask you this: does he Briseis? Is that true too?
I don't know. I don't remember.
All right, I'll read a little bit more. So gods intervene constantly. Yes, I want to get into an interesting conversation with you guys about gods.
Oh, I definitely also want to be a part of this conversation
on this show. I want to talk to you guys about this.
So Marcus wants to be a part of it. Just want to make sure you know.
Let's go there first after I'm done with this, because it's really interesting. Completely removed in Troy, gods intervening. There was no gods, which I think the Odyssey, as I'm watching just the previews, I mean, it's impossible to remove it from the Odyssey because I think it's like
maybe. I don't know.
You don't think it's... You think they make characters instead of gods?
I was hanging out with Elliot a little bit, and he has a lot bigger classics background than I do, an English major. And so we were talking about the new Odyssey that's coming out. And his criticism, without seeing the movie, was a similar criticism to what I have of this movie.
Okay.
As it relates to the gods, which is that it's too materialistic. So basically, this movie takes out every interaction with the gods or anything that could be like a power greater than, right?
Like
all of the myth out of it. It's all just men making decisions.
Yeah.
And this movie is all about men trying to cement their legacy for future generations, not for something necessarily greater than themselves. Other than
that would have been the Greeks' take.
Huh?
That would have been Homer's take.
No. With Homer and within the Iliad, the gods play a much bigger role. So they're intervening in this. But
so Achilles
this movie takes out all of the myth. All of the magic.
Well, kind of. I mean, Hector, essentially, there is a fork in the road where they're trying to decide if they're going to attack the Greeks again. And Hector's like, look, if we attack them now, we have the upper hand and we could re-stir them and get them all riled up again. Mm-hmm. And his dad ends up going with
I'm going to call
him a priest.
I saw Achilles chop off Apollo's head and he did nothing.
Yes.
And that's what the scene you're talking about.
Yes. And then he decides to go with and again, I don't know if these references a priest, but he's like, no, the God said this is time to.
Yeah, it was much more Kingdom of Heaven. It was much more like Allah and God,
yes.
Versus the way the Greeks would have done it, which would have been, at least the way they told their stories, it would have had more mythic, supernatural things.
The gods
happening.
actually are intervening.
Yes.
Troy just chose to worship the sun god.
I got to be honest. I'm glad the movie did that because I don't like that kind of crap. Like, I don't like those movies. They're just... maybe now, but I think the 90s and early 2000s, it just looked very cartoony when they tried to do those movies. What's the one with Beowulf? Beowulf was so cartoony and just wasn't enjoyable. Like this taking those cartoony supernatural elements out of it, I really enjoyed it, which I know you did too.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you would have probably... the gods would have shown up and looked more like humans.
Oh, yeah.
If they were going to play a part, or
that's interesting.
Or you get that this all happens. This is a concentrated timeline, right? And because it's a much longer war than this makes it out to be.
10 years,
and it brings in a lot of different things. It's not just a war for Helen necessarily.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just really it's fascinating that they intentionally chose to take out. Mm-hmm. The mythology that played such a huge role and make humans the focus, which wasn't necessarily the
way notes
Homer
confirm that.
In the
Virgil
Iliad do the gods actually show up in human form?
I don't remember how they show up, but they intervene.
Because it could have been just a funding casting, like, hey, we've got X amount of pie. We can't have.
I think
it's much bigger than that. It's this humanist.
You think it was
a
culture?
View.
You think it was a culture decision?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Marcus, the director's writing his own culture into this.
I'm saying that the writer, the director,
meeting the current culture of Earth.
I got you.
Of hey, this is
we live in this humanist society that's very human centric versus believing that there's such a thing as gods or a god or whatever.
What'd you know going into it? You know what I knew? Big horse. That's it. Big horse, and I knew that Brad Pitt was.
You said you read the Iliad.
Yeah,
he read the Odyssey.
And actually, I read the spark notes of the Odyssey, and then I also made a movie about the Odyssey in replacement of an essay.
So I'm really sad that they cut this part out because it's epic. The Odysseus is such a central figure in the two stories, and he's kind of underplayed in this movie.
He takes a back role for sure.
If they would have included this scene, which I've got to think is only like 2 minutes long, it would have really built his character more. These two servants come up to say, Odysseus is hiding on his own land in common clothes, and they basically say, have you seen the king Odysseus? And he's messing with them.
So Odysseus is essentially turned into a mediator between Agamemnon and Achilles, and that's his only
in this movie. Yeah.
And
Kind of.
it's significant.
He's
you
still
can
the
tell
king of Ithaca.
He's also the guide for Brad Pitt. He's also like he has some pretty epic dialogue with Brad Pitt where he's like, "You are the most. You're the only reason I'm here. You're the king I respect." So I mean, I think he has a little bit more.
Yeah,
more than
it
that.
builds up Brad's character for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's Ned Stark.
I'm trying to see.
Winter is coming.
That dog looks like a person.
I'm trying to see what he.
Reminds me of Sammy.
Sammy boy.
You have your sword. I have my tricks.
Yeah.
We play with the gifts that God gives us.
The gods give us.
What did I say?
You said God gives us.
Oh, I meant the gods. We play with the gifts that the gods give us.
Yeah.
Right? Because he was known, he was casted essentially by Homer as the clever one.
Yeah.
Right? Like he always was getting out of things with his words.
Yep.
Not necessarily his mighty
Negotiator.
deeds.
Yeah.
Whereas Achilles is the warrior.
So you recognize this kid, by the way?
Yes.
What roles do you guys know him from?
Four Brothers.
Four Brothers. Yes. That's the one I knew him from too, but also Friday Night Lights. He's like one of the three main characters of Friday Night Lights.
Is
like,
he?
Oh yeah.
He's
the one where he's Tim McGraw's son.
Do you think he tried to earn the part of Sunshine?
For this, Garrett Hedlund. This is his first role. He got it within weeks of moving to LA. He got this role.
Nice.
And then got Four Brothers, Friday Night Lights.
Nice set. So, and I'll spoiler alert.
I love Four Brothers.
I loved this
Mark
movie.
Wahlberg.
I'm giving it a monster score. I was very unimpressed with the sword fight choreography at certain parts. That scene right there, I was very unimpressed with the.
Well, he's training him.
But even
with wooden swords.
It's also hilarious when he's talking to Odysseus.
He's still attacking like a kid.
I was very unimpressed with a couple of these sword fight choreographies.
That's crazy because that was the opposite note I had. I am so impressed with
the fight between Achilles and Hector is all time for me.
That one saved it for me because until then I was thinking that
the fight between Hector and Patroclus, which is actually Brad Pitt, like if you could tell, like it's pretty obvious, is amazing. I mean, they didn't do so. Here's a fun fact.
He moved just like you. Well, it was you.
We'll skip ahead to this fun fact. So they had essentially a bet, not even a bet, like a gentleman's. They said they opted out of stunt doubles. They made a gentleman's agreement to pay for every accidental hit. So $50 for each light blow and $100 for each hard blow. How much do you think Bana owed Pitt, and how much do you think Pitt owed Bana? We'll start with Bana. How much did he owe Pitt?
Bana owed Pitt
$200,
$350.
$0.
Oh, geez.
Guess what Pitt owed?
$1,000.
$750. Which you're like, at first you kind of laugh about it, but you're like, well, he was kind of like trying to kill him, and Bana just was like defending himself, basically. That makes sense, but yeah. Bana's like,
dude,
he gets all the glory.
Chest is nuts in this,
Brad Pitt
man.
gets all the glory. Bana is absolutely
Brad
jacked.
Brad Pitt has the healthy physique. Bana has the built physique for sure. He looks swole.
That's one of the notes. I mean, he told Vanity Fair, he's like, I didn't want to look like a modern day bodybuilder. I wanted to look like a warrior.
30-second synopsis, Marcus. You can be ready over there with your 9 words. What do you think?
The Greeks and Trojans go to war over Helen?
Oh, yeah, I like that question mark.
Question mark?
Trojan condoms.
Couple episodes in a
Tell
row.
Tell me why Trojan condoms.
What's a Trojan condom? No, I'm just kidding. I
Why,
have 6 kids.
Why is that the brand?
One of my favorite
my friend-
one of my favorite jokes.
Hold on. What? Okay, does it have to do with unrolling?
No.
Oh, go ahead. I got one too.
One of my favorite jokes, when the waitress will come up and they'll be like, do you need any extra condiments? I'll always say, oh no, we have 6 kids. We don't believe in condiments.
Oh, jeez.
You could just be like Rocky in Rocky 1. Do you invest in any condominiums? Nah, I don't use them.
Yeah.
So my buddy's dad, again, grew up in Elkhart.
I think you've told this before, but I don't know if you've told it on the podcast.
My buddy's dad's like, oh, you boys know them things got serial numbers on them, right? Like, what? He's like, yeah, track everything. Serial numbers. What? No, they don't. He goes, oh, you're right. You probably don't know. They're at the bottom. You have to roll them down long enough. Shout out R.I.P. Steve. All right. Slam poetry.
Serial numbers are at the bottom.
Serial numbers at the bottom. Serious question. Do you think Brad Pitt works out? Achilles? The Achilles? Odysseus? The Odysseus? Now here's the deal. I've done some dumb stuff for women. But Paris, my goodness, dude! Why do movies always try to throw toddlers in a newborn uniform and think they can trick us? They always do that. Achilles is David and Agamemnon is Saul. Super solid blood squirts in this one. Hector, wicked smart, but Pops won't listen. I did not have flame-throwing, rolling, tumbleweed, boulder kill shots on my bingo card, but I enjoyed them. There are no pacts between lions and men. He drags his body across the desert while he stares down his dad. That is the most gangster thing I've ever seen. Finally, the horse. I knew I wasn't crazy. In his Achilles, I get it. Always to save the lady.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you brought something up about Paris,
Yes.
and it's obviously at the very beginning. So Paris got to choose between the gifts of 3 different goddesses, Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera, maybe. He gets to choose from the gifts, and he chooses Aphrodite's, which is the most beautiful woman in the land or in the world or whatever.
He chooses a gift from this goddess.
From Aphrodite, the goddess of love.
Yeah.
And the gift was Helen of Troy. So it's actually her fault, not Paris's. And then the other goddesses are angry, and so they take the side of the Greeks, and they,
Hold up. So you're talking about in the book?
Yeah.
So in the book, Paris says he goes.
Paris gets to choose from the gifts.
Like he turns 18 or what? Like
I don't remember.
So he gets to choose one of the goddesses, and then he chooses the gift from the goddess.
Yeah.
It's still his fault for asking for the wife of somebody else.
Well, it was just the most beautiful woman, and then it's Helen.
He didn't know it was. Yeah.
Okay. There's been a lot of adaptations centered more around Helen. So one of the fun facts of this story is Wolfgang originally did not want to feature Helen at all in the movie. Like she would not appear because he didn't think that any,
because everybody would just be mad about like what, like it wouldn't live up to that.
Well, I mean, if you look at what's happening with Christopher Nolan right now, getting blasted for like that was what he was scared of. But I mean, she's beautiful. I mean, it's not like he was afraid that no actress could live up to the beauty that it was supposed to. But I just don't think people.
She just always picks places in basements.
Yes, right. That's right. Main problem is you're in a basement. Yeah, there's a comment.
Oh, wow.
There's a cover thread. Brad Pitt and
got a word for that in English. It's called suspicious.
Shoes on the other foot.
I thought that she was a figure, but she didn't take over the film or anything like that.
No, but there's other movies where like Helen of Troy, like it's all about her.
Does Helen have something to do with Golden Apple at any point? Is that a thing? No.
That's
Aphrodite.
Yeah. That's what
Willow played Aphrodite in a play last year.
Yeah, there you go.
You remember what Quinn
She
played?
dressed up like a golden apple?
Yep.
No, she
jumped out and sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
She gets
super weird.
Oh, dude, you joke, but do you remember that show that the 6 and 7-year-olds were recreating Scarface?
Your daughter played Hold on. Your daughter played Aphrodite, and you didn't have any concerns.
So I think she actually wanted to play somebody else.
Dad, I wanted to be a tree.
It's interesting. I think Paris gives her the golden apple, and that's how she wins the contest between the goddesses.
Got it.
And essentially what starts the war. And then Agamemnon uses it all to his benefit because he's really more concerned with taking over all of the Aegean.
Brian Cox is great.
He is great.
He is he's perfect.
He's
for this
also
role.
Kingdom of Heaven, right? Is he in Kingdom? No, he's in.
He's in Succession. He's known for. I mean, what's interesting?
He's in Braveheart. He's in Braveheart.
Is he in Braveheart?
Isn't he the uncle in Braveheart? Isn't he?
I think you might be
Mel
right.
Gibson's uncle.
I'm looking it up.
You're talking about in this movie, the king. correct?
Agamemnon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Agamemnon. Dude, he's great. He's got a voice, a memorable voice.
How many movies do you think he's been in?
You know who's
actor-wise credited?
isn't
to Brian?
Menelaus? He's
89.
definitely in.
Menelaus is in
definitely in
Braveheart. That's
Braveheart.
who you're thinking of. No. Oh, I mean, he might be in Braveheart, but he is the guy that's pillaging for. He's the one that's thrown in jail that causes the war in Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah. Well,
89 movies.
Menelaus.
No, Brian Cox.
Yep.
No, dude.
189.
Way more than that.
I said 189.
Isn't he?
movies.
Isn't Brian Cox? Isn't he in like the Bourne stuff too? Or am I getting that confused?
Yep.
Yeah.
252.
70 off.
No. Yeah. Menelaus. You guys know in the book Menelaus doesn't die.
Oh.
Yeah. And,
so they do
and
that.
Helen
that
ends up
altercation
going.
happens.
Helen ends up going back.
Briseis plays a much bigger role, so I don't think we should get too hung
Well,
up on that.
because
today.
No, I'm not either. But I'm just. I'm just.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool how they integrated a lot of Greek mythology because, like, I think the Trojan Horse part of it is interesting because
Totally.
it's a 10-year war in reality, right? For the Trojan Wars.
Yep.
And there's a lot of, and the other thing that I was messing around with is like there's a little bit of overlap of like actual real Greek like history in there.
Yeah.
Like this, it's very possible that Menelaus and Agamemnon especially were based on real characters. Achilles is pretty much mythology. The Trojans also would have been like loosely based on people, but like Agamemnon and Menelaus were probably real people.
Yeah.
So if I've heard the name Agamemnon, it's from this. It's not from a real history situation.
Yeah, no, I don't
that's
think
not
so.
a name in the Bible somewhere. There's not.
I mean, it's similar to.
No?
There's lots of.
Okay.
I don't know.
So the name Achilles, what I find interesting. So the argument. Remember one time we were talking about how some names in the Bible are actually some literary freedom was my argument that I had heard that was like. They weren't named that, and then they all of a sudden like a lot of names in the Bible mean something. Achilles, I thought that would be the case if it was based on a real person that he actually was shot in the Achilles, but that was just
That's us taking Greek history and creating, our own anatomy language around Greek words.
that makes sense because they wouldn't even call it an Achilles.
Instead of using a Greek word, we're just like, let's use mythology. We're running out of words.
Right. Right. We've dove into
because his mom like dips him into the river, but is holding him by the heel.
Got it. Okay.
And so that's the only
thing
vulnerable spot.
Got it.
I mean, mythologically.
Man, I wish I would.
Where can you find it? So Achilles? So that part is the Iliad. Achilles. The Iliad is all about Achilles, and that's the only place you can find Achilles. This
Achilles
story.
doesn't die in the Iliad.
Okay, but my point is, well, so then what happens to his heel?
He does get shot by Paris
In the heel, but he does not die.
and Apollo like guides the arrow to the specific spot that's going to be his weakness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that impact?
What do you mean?
Does
What is that-
Achilles
what is
die
that
in
if he-
another book?
No, he dies. Remember, the Iliad ends, we should get off of this and just talk about the movie because it's a really good movie. But the Iliad ends with Hector's funeral.
Got it.
And then Achilles dies later, actually before the sacking of Troy.
Yep.
And he's killed by Paris through the help of Apollo.
But not in the Iliad.
Correct.
Okay.
Got it.
But it is in one of the books.
I just wish I would have cared more when I was asked to read all that stuff.
Diane Kruger, by the way, is the actress that we were talking about earlier. She's
Yeah.
the one that plays in *Inglourious Basterds*, and she is Helen of Troy. She's also a National Treasure.
Yes.
We just watched National
Yeah, she's
Treasure
in a lot
for
of
movie
stuff.
night. Dude, great movie night movie.
It's a good
she's
one.
Great.
Great movie night movie. What made you stop and think, boys? We can talk about favorite scenes, hidden gems, quotes.
Dude, the sheer volume of soldiers.
I was
in
just
these
asking
epic,
Rem.
in
Yeah.
these epic movies.
Before CGI.
So this is pre-CGI.
So I did a little bit more digging since
Yeah.
you asked. So I always thought it was funny because I actually own the DVD, and so I have all the fun facts from 20 years ago when I watched the DVD extras because that was me, man. I've always been this way. They filmed in 3 different locations. One of them was Cabo. Like all the beach scenes, all the beach fighting was Cabo. So it's a bunch of Mexican men who are the extras. They had to fly in 300 Bulgarian men for the
To be in the
close-ups.
front?
Yeah. Of the
Oh,
scenes.
yeah.
I mean, you know how expensive this movie? Let's look it up.
It had to be crazy.
I mean, just
expensive.
incredibly expensive. So the actual, based on IMDb, the budget, $175 million, which, you know, for an epic like this is pretty much on par. Opening weekend, U.S. and Canada, 46 mil. Gross, 133. And again, what we've learned is worldwide makes your money back, $497 million.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Wow. That's a home run.
And Brad Pitt went down saying he didn't like it.
Didn't like the movie.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like the movie at all, or didn't like the final
Didn't want to
version?
be in it. Didn't like the direction. He figured out about halfway that it wasn't doing the narrative that he thought it would be. Like it wasn't. He didn't even like his own performance in it.
Huh.
He actually he went down saying, let me find the quote. He basically said, "Oh yeah, here we go. Brad Pitt had expressed disappointment with the movie, and only did the movie out of contractual obligation." And I don't want to read this and ruin it for somebody because he's really good in it and the movie's really good.
Yep.
But like a quote like this can really tear you up when you watch it.
Yep.
He goes, according to Pitt, "I had to do Troy because I guess I can say this all now. I pulled out of another movie and then had to do something for the studio. So I was put in Troy. It wasn't painful, but I realized that the way the movie was being told was not how I wanted it to be. I made my own mistakes in it, and what am I trying to say about Troy? I could not get out of the middle of the frame. It was driving me crazy. I'd become spoiled working with David Fincher. It's no slight on Wolfgang Peterson. Das Boot is one of the greatest all-time films, but somewhere in it, Troy became a commercial kind of thing. Every shot was like, here's the hero. There was no mystery."
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
That's true.
He's not wrong.
It's very commercial.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I would say Kingdom of Heaven is not. It has that mystery, that dark, ominous feel that, you know, you lose, what's his face immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I mean,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Not that it's
Qui-Gon
all
Jinn,
about
yeah.
it, but what did Kingdom of Heaven do worldwide? What did this do worldwide? So it's like,
Sure.
you know, so everybody's got their own objectives and you know, goals of a movie.
Kingdom of Heaven came out a year later, by the way.
Oh wow.
Ridley Scott.
So do we know the movie that Pitt pulled out of that caused him to have to do this?
I'll look it up.
Please
I don't know
do.
that
Well,
would be.
I'm pretty sure that
By the way, to your
wasn't Nolan pegged to do this, and then he backed out
Troy?
because of he was pegged to do Troy, and he backed out I think because of Batman Begins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So here's a funny thing about Wolfgang Peterson, though. He had been offered a chance to direct Gladiator in 2000, but turned it down, and it was his biggest regret. So he decided to.
Here's
do
what's
this one.
crazy about all of this. And I'm so glad you didn't tell me that before I watched the movie. I liked this as much or more than Gladiator.
Really?
Yeah.
Then how are you shocked about that after his take?
I
you just
loved
don't like
watching
Gladiator.
this movie.
Do you not like Russell Crowe?
I do like Russell Crowe. Like Beautiful Mind. Love that movie.
Like Gladiator is one of the greatest films of all time.
Dude, I loved this movie. Maybe I'm a commercial nut.
Hey,
I'm just your
you
average
asked-
Joe.
You asked a question,
You just wanna
box
watch
office.
some popcorn and enjoy a movie.
Man,
I could
you
go
know
for some
what?
popcorn
You know
right
what
now.
though? You know what though? Life is pretty sweet when you live like me, boys. Life is pretty sweet. All right, tell me what he did.
Budget for Kingdom of Heaven was 130, gross worldwide 214. So to your point,
yeah.
like, nearly a third.
The studio is laughing Brad Pitt's comment to the bank. Is essentially what you're saying. Hate it all you want.
Oh,
all
I don't
good.
think I think he knows that, and he doesn't care. I mean,
Yeah.
that's literally
Kingdom
what
of
he said.
Heaven
I
is
had to
an-
do one for the
Kingdom
studio.
of Heaven
I
is
guess I could say this now, basically.
Yeah.
Kingdom of Heaven is an actor's movie, love of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a cell movie.
But
This
also
is
that's
cell
like
tickets.
Ridley
I mean,
Scott.
Kingdom of Heaven was still a pretty big.
Sure.
It's still a pretty big budget.
But
That's
Ridley Scott-
That's Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott is not going to commercialize it the way other actors would or other directors would.
Yeah,
Like,
he's gonna do his.
he's
movie.
going to do his movie, whereas Wolfgang's going to do what the studio wanted.
Yeah.
But we still love both movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
I will
definitely-
say though, interestingly, I'm much more moved. Maybe it's the character, maybe it's the performance. I don't know, but I am much more moved by Hector than Achilles.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
It's pretty interesting.
But-
He
And I
said-
wonder if that comes through,
but
in part because
His
of
attitude.
how Pitt feels.
No, dude, but Achilles bawling his eyes out over Hector's dead body, realizing he's just killing to kill.
That's like a really interesting scene. What did you take from that scene? That's the only scene I took down notes on.
It hits him finally that he has a life not full of any real actual purpose.
And do you feel like he killed someone who did? I feel like
that's another level that I
feel like I feel like two things. I feel like he's like, I took the life of someone who was actually doing the life that I wanted to live. And I also thought he was sitting there saying, in a different life, I would have been hanging out with Hector because he's at the top and it's lonely at the top and he's the only one that understands me, and I killed the guy that could have been my best friend.
I thought he was grieving Patroclus
when he was over Hector's body.
Mm-hmm.
So the quote right before that moment is this: Pitt says to Priam, or Achilles says to Priam, "If I let you take him, you are still my enemy in the morning." And Priam responds, "You are still my enemy tonight, but even enemies can show respect."
Right.
And he immediately goes out and then he starts sobbing over Hector's body.
I think there's 0% chance he's thinking about Patroclus at all in that moment.
No, I disagree. I think that he goes on a rampage after Patroclus, like seeing red. And maybe this is partially informed by the book, because he kills like thousands of people, not just Hector. But he's seeing red. Nothing is going to satisfy him until he kills Hector.
Mm-hmm.
He goes back, drags him all the way back, but is now feeling like he's still not satisfied, like there's something there.
Well,
his crying is because now he has the chance to, and he's finally grieving. He's grieving Patroclus in the way that the dad is grieving Hector.
I still would lean more towards what Brett's saying about like it finally.
Me too,
the gravity, the gravity of it all. Like my life is just killing, because Briseis has told him twice now. What's the point? When does it end? It doesn't end. And then she's like, yeah, that's a problem. Like, as soon as Patroclus was killed, he takes his best friend, puts a curb stomps him. And is this in the final cut where he chokes Briseis and throws her? Yeah. I mean, it's just like he's completely seeing red. Now, here's the thing, though. He does grieve Patroclus, at least at the burial, because he buries Patroclus. He burns him.
I guess he doesn't. I don't see him sobbing.
Yeah. I don't know. You could be right. I personally think that in that moment, like, I think it's all hitting him where it's like, man, this sucks. Sometimes this really sucks. Now, if you remember right, when he meets Briseis originally, he has this conversation. Or who is he talking to when he says, I picture, Patroclus. He's picturing all the people he's killed. He goes, I picture, at night, I dream of all the men that I've killed, and they're on the shore, and they say, welcome, brother.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's definitely not afraid of death.
I always thought that was interesting.
He's doing it for one reason and one reason only, though.
His name.
And that's to be written down in history, to be remembered. You know, that kid says to him, I wouldn't want to fight him, and he says, that's why no one will remember your name.
Yep.
That's a great meme, by the way. That's a great thing to send to someone if they're being a little bee. I love that meme.
Hey, people still remember Paris.
Yeah.
There's a whole city named after him.
Is that real?
I'm sure it is.
That's interesting.
I brought it up in my slam poetry. You guys don't notice how often they use 2-year-old children as newborns in movies?
Which kid are you talking about?
Hector's kid is like probably at least 1.5.
I was watching this on my iPhone.
I thought you were going as far as to watch it during the drive home.
Yeah, I won't make a comment.
Okay. So you pulled a Gladiator. That's okay. It's all right.
Did anybody else think that it was too bad that the Spartans didn't have Gerard Butler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
he was too busy.
I was just waiting for
too busy plugging the hole against the Persians.
Is the Trojan? No, Trojan. Why Trojan condoms? for their
why not
party
Spartan
atmospheres.
condoms? Is that what you're saying?
Like why a Trojan?
I have no
Are
idea.
the Trojans
Horse.
known for just?
I would assume it has to do with the size of the horses. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Good.
I think that's correct.
I mean,
Good.
I believe that's the
wherever
direction
your
I would
mind
go.
goes is
Should've
probably the
known
way
that.
their mind went.
All right. Well, good.
I think it's lonely at the top. I think he thinks I killed someone who is on my level. I think it's all. I think there's elements of everything that you guys.
He says
said.
it's the best I've ever fought.
I think him seeing Priam lead the way Priam does too. I think that moves him as well. Because
Priam's interesting to me. He's an enigma to me. I can't tell if I like the way he leads or if I don't.
I guess I would think it'd be more about Briseis than anything else because he's decided that he wants, like, in the movie.
letting her go, you're saying?
No, in the movie, he's essentially deciding, you know what, I want to go back and be the one that has the kids and stuff like that.
Oh, he does. That's true. That's
Versus
true.
the one that's remembered.
And then that's when his cousin dies.
And then his cousin
everything
dies,
changes.
and
That's
then-
true.
yeah.
That's true.
And so that's the internal fight that's happening. Is do I want to be happy or do I want to be remembered?
It is interesting. I mean, he literally talks and says, I don't know if it's the same, but it's a very similar conversation.
Maybe
that
that's what it
Paris-
is. Maybe he's grieving, and this is kind of what you're saying. Maybe he's grieving
missing
the
that
life
opportunity.
that
Yeah.
he's not going to have.
Yeah, because of his own decisions, but he can't stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
I totally buy that.
Yes. It's the same conversation that Paris has with Helen. Hey, let's leave. We can run away right now, whatever. He essentially says the same thing
With the pigs, William.
By the way,
That's literally what I was thinking of.
That's great.
Yes, with the pigs.
by
Brett
the
still
way,
doesn't know what movie we're talking
if you
about.
want to,
Nope.
are you serious, William?
William! Patriot? No.
That's the same character.
Braveheart.
No, bro. A Knight's Tale.
Oh, dang
She
it.
is the arrow.
That's 2 times the
I am
arrow.
the Eggman. Oh, did I send you guys Jim Carrey singing "I Am the Eggman"?
Yes.
How incredible was
sent
that?
it to
I don't
me
think
on
you sent it
Instagram.
to me.
Yeah,
well,
you're
if
not
you
on
sent it to me
Instagram.
on Instagram, then I didn't
It's
see it.
incredible. He is incredible.
So that wasn't for a movie. They made an album? Or they made a movie about making an album?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
It wasn't
for.
clear. Yeah.
It was.
I
It was
definitely-
incredible.
I definitely think that there are many covers of Beatles songs that are better. Better than their originals.
To be honest,
like all of across
them.
the universe.
I would have loved the Beatles if I was at it, but we're just not. So when you modernize something, it's amazing.
Man.
Yeah.
Marcus, what are we drinking?
Um.
This is a good one.
Yeah. It's called. I think. I don't know. The internet called it Helen of Troy. But it's essentially a Mai Tai with gin.
The spear fighting before they do swords.
I thought it was called a Helen Keller because after you drink it, you can't see anything.
It's jungle juice. Moonshine.
That's too good. What do you guys think about Ajax? Oh, by the way,
He's awesome.
Oh,
The director's
that blood
cut.
squirt was not
the
in
director's cut. You guys need to watch these. He just literally cuts heads off
Oh yeah.
in the director's cut.
Yeah, that blood squirt we just saw was not.
I mean, you didn't like these fight sequences?
There were some like one-on-one.
I think you were just put
sword
off by the
fights.
little.
I love that one.
Was that?
Yeah,
in the
that's
movie?
in the movie.
Where he just. I mean,
I was
cuts
watching
through a
this.
helmet.
I was watching this with Reed, and he was like half playing a video game, and so he wasn't really like he
Until
didn't-
this scene?
yeah, and I was like, "Bro, you have got to watch this."
Yeah.
It was the one-on-one sword fights that I was unimpressed with until Hector v.
There's supposed to be somebody you're unimpressed with in every one of those up until then.
Oh, they did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
I do love that they start chanting Achilles twice. Once on the.
That's why I
Yes.
said he's
On the water.
David. He's David and Agamemnon's Saul.
All right, so we're at the scene now, and I want to have a little discussion on this because we had a really interesting discussion with our life group. So he chops off Apollo's head, and later Hector basically says Apollo did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question: do you guys believe? And I want you to answer before I do, because I've had this take since I've been a kid that gods that from Bible times to today, I mean, now I'm not talking about idols where like you can make anything an idol. You can make alcohol, sex, all the addictions. You can make your wife an idol. Like, I'm talking about actual carven images from all periods of time.
Yep.
Have you ever had the understanding that they actually, some of those are actually gods and spirits? Or in your estimation, are they always just something that man manufactures and starts praying to?
No, I think they're definitely supernatural beings.
Okay.
Some of them.
So, yeah, I've never.
If we want to call them gods with a little g, I'm comfortable with that.
So like Baal.
Yeah.
So you actually believe it was a spirit that they were worshiping that actually had supernatural power?
Yeah.
Well, I've never.
Maybe you've given some
considered that.
thought.
No, obviously, like we just did Elijah in church today. You know.
Yeah.
Like they, nothing happened when they put everything on the altar, so you could say, "Oh, he's a false god" or whatever.
Interesting.
I do think
today.
I do think that they're limited in ways that God isn't.
Totally.
So limited. Much more by time and space or whatever. But the word you used was supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do think that there are spirits and beings that have abilities beyond what is natural.
Would they have been,
and we've always called them gods.
Would they have been demons? Would they have been?
Could be.
What if they're not?
So
they're not demons.
The word would be the same word for angel as it would be for demon as it would be for God in the Old Testament. So the reason I ask this is for years I always just thought that, there's some spooky things that happen. There could be, ghosts or supernatural. I definitely believe there's supernatural things, but I had always kind of interpreted like the Bible as like people just got tired of like not having a God, so they carve a little piece out of metal and start worshiping it. Yes. And I do think that happens.
Sure.
But there is definitely names for these spirits. And if you study more of Scripture, like God talks specifically in Scripture about a room of supernatural beings, like a court of supernatural beings that we are unaware of, that is actually happening in a realm that we're not aware of. And so those would
there's battles happening,
and
there
there's
too.
battles happening, and there's these demons. So like Baal, Baal.
I believe all that, I for sure. But to put them on a level of, and I know it's little g God, but
think about demon possession. They actually had names. They had legion. Like the demons would tell the people that they possessed their name.
Yeah.
And so that demon would then, show at times its own supernatural powers, and it would go into things, and then they would worship him, and they would like, and so. I mean, I've been a Christian a long time.
Well, and the Bible tells us like the way to test those spirits and things is if they proclaim Jesus as the risen Christ and crucified. If they proclaim him as Lord, then we're good to go.
Yeah.
They're
angel versus demon.
They're angel versus, but if not, then they're an evil spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really interesting discussion, and I learned a lot, and it's probably something that I
would argue like it's totally plausible to me that like the angel Moroni that comes down and meets with Joseph Smith or whatever, like that totally could. It's completely conceivable that would have been a demon. That's
right. I mean,
to me,
in terms of demons, I think we get so stuck into our like. Even as adults, like if we saw a cartoon with demons, like that's what we picture demons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Versus the fact that, like, if you look at Greek and Hebrew and some of the words they were using, they had limited words for just supernatural beings.
Elohim.
So I mean, when Paul is on Damascus, like it's not abundantly clear that it's Jesus, but it probably is. I mean, it is. And then later in Scripture, he talks about I'm the only one who's actually met Jesus. Because sometimes it says the angel of the Lord, and so like there's different like. Well,
like the Bible Project, I'm surprised that because I know you've listened to them a lot, Brett. That I remember an episode that they had where they, Tim Mackey, I think, was like, it's kind of funny that we try to say that the people in the Old Testament were monotheists, because they definitely believed that there were many different gods.
Totally,
it's just that
you're talking about the Jewish people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that. Like there were lots of different gods.
I mean, that was why the number one sin
everybody
was
had all of the different gods,
right?
And they were gods, but they weren't God They weren't the Word.
Right.
They weren't.
Thou shalt have
Yahweh.
no other gods before me.
What differentiates a lowercase g god from a angel, a demon, what would that differentiation be?
I don't think there is.
You don't think so?
I think those are all the
It's just chosen as a human
level.
deciding to make them into a god.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Yeah, because spiritual warfare,
or them, presenting themselves that way.
But it's just interesting. Like you think about Greek mythology, and you think about all their gods. Like it wasn't fake gods. Like they actually they probably were gods with limits, like you said. But that were
they're much more human. Like in the political stuff that they have and the fights that they have and all of that kind of thing.
And I do think there's a lot less of it. And I do think, and I don't know, like it seems to me that as you read scripture and then you think about modern day, it seems that a lot of that stuff, the turning point was when the veil was torn. Like you just don't hear about demon possession. You don't hear about a lot of the stuff that you hear about in the Old Testament that you hear about in Greek mythology. Not to say that there's not supernatural things going on right now, but I think it's a lot less, at least in modern day culture where we're at. Now, if you go to Africa, if you go to parts of India,
right.
like there's
Definitely
it's still just as you go to parts of Mexico.
And is that because we know we won, or is that
no? I think we're just. I think
moment?
we have a little bit of a veil over our eyes from that perspective.
Got it.
We're 250 years old this year.
Brings me to a quote that is consistent with this conversation. This is Achilles speaking about how the gods are envious of us. He says, everything's more beautiful because we are doomed.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about that quote?
Say it again.
He says, everything's more beautiful because we are doomed.
The gods envy us.
And the gods envy us because of that.
Yeah. Have we talked about this on the show where like we're going to rule over angels?
Yeah, I mean,
I would remember that conversation.
Okay, so there's a part in scripture that talks about like, the new heaven and the new earth, and like I don't know if it's alluding to that angels are jealous of us, but definitely like people are made in God's image, right? And so I actually subscribe to what he's saying. I think the mortality piece of it and the ability to choose and being bought back, that redemption story is the most beautiful thing that there is in scripture.
Yeah, I do. I would offer a caveat in that, as a Christian, we would recognize that there isn't an end.
Right.
The beauty comes directly as an outflowing from the Creator, and that's why to respect it, be awed by it, be awed by Him, it draws us to worship. Versus where I think Achilles is coming from there is we've only got one life.
Exactly. Yep.
We've only got this much time.
That's why it tastes so much sweeter. That's why it's
Yeah, because we're not immortal.
Right.
And so not like,
Well, I mean, I don't when I say subscribe to it.
Yeah.
He says God, so already I'm not like right in line with it, but I totally believe that it's a beautiful life that we have, and we should like treasure it. And I mean that
we're sons and daughters.
Yeah,
adopted into God's family, and that is serving a different purpose than the angels would. I mean, that's how you get demons. They think they should be elevated higher. Right? It's the pride. So I similarly here, then you look at like Hector's philosophy. Honor the gods, love your woman, defend your country. I don't know. That just
so this is why I struggle
awesome.
with Priam, because there's a dialogue happening before they decide to even go to war. Before they're basically Hector is pleading with Priam to send Helen back. He's like, "What will you have me do?" And he's like, "Send Helen back on a boat. Say we're sorry. Avoid a war." And Priam basically says, I've been in many wars and I'm not going to lose my son over this. Like, I'd rather go to war than have my son Paris die. And Hector's response was, respectfully, you're not the one going to war.
Yeah.
It's all your soldiers.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. And then before he dies, he says, there's never been a father that had a better son.
And
he says it in front of Paris, and Paris has no qualms. No.
Paris is like, yeah.
right afterwards, Paris is like, "You're the best man I know.
Yeah.
You're about to go fight Achilles. I couldn't even take down Menelaus."
So that with 59 minutes left in the non-director's cut movie, Achilles and Hector finally. My note is with 59 minutes left and Achilles and Hector finally meeting on the beach. I said, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen for another hour. Oh snap! That's not Achilles. So, and then what happens is Hector and Odysseus say that's enough for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know? Is there any historical? Would that actually happen in war?
I think it was interesting that they circled up. I mean, think about this. It was like almost like a high school brawl.
Yeah, totally.
Where you just all circle up and you watch two people fight. You're stabbing somebody, trying to kill them. They just killed your buddy right next to you, and then all of a sudden you guys both stop and you're standing shoulder to shoulder watching somebody else fight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is nuts.
So, and I think it is probably true.
I feel real. Like I would have taken advantage of that opportunity.
Start stabbing people from behind. Like just randomly just like stab someone to the side.
Who is Marcus? That guy.
I did make a note.
But I mean, if you're talking about a prince and the greatest warrior of all time, I think it's pretty believable.
That's a showstopper moment.
Yeah.
I did make a note without reading the Iliad. Will Paris kill Achilles with bow and arrow? Foreshadowing with Helen watching him practice. Pretty good at this. Pretty good.
You're so good, Brett.
One of my favorite scenes.
Wolfgang's got you eaten out of his hands.
One of my favorite scenes is Achilles just screaming for Hector in front of the gates.
Hector,
dude, that's great. That's a great scene.
Oh yeah. Well, that fight scene is an all timer for me.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, him dragging him away.
I'm honestly trying to think of one that I like better.
A better one-on-one fight scene.
Yeah.
Great quote.
I mean,
during that.
if you're talking about like a fight scene of one person, it's hard to beat.
Jim Carrey and Liar Liar in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, very good.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Because you said one person, so
Patriot when he takes down that entire fleet.
Oh sure.
That's just one of the most epic.
Yeah.
You're talking about hand-to-hand combat.
I'm just talking about one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh.
That's
also
really
Brad
good.
Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
During that fight that Marcus is talking about, here's the quote. Get up, Prince of Troy. Get up. I won't let a stone take my glory. Because Hector stumbles over.
Yeah.
That was great.
Twist his
ankle.
ankle.
He knew what he wanted, man. And then tying him up, dragging him back. Nobody does anything to him. Stares down his dad and his now... Well, he didn't stare down his widow, but his widow's sitting there crying next to Helen, who Helen is the reason this is all happening. It's just a gangster scene.
Hey, right before the battle before that, when all the Greeks retreat.
Yes.
Right? And Hector takes down Ajax, I think. Right? That battle is awesome too, and I love what Hector does. He says, "Let them collect their dead." And somebody says, "Would they have done the same for us?"
He doesn't respond.
He doesn't respond.
Away. Yep.
I wish he would have responded.
What should he have said?
I don't know the poetic way to say it, but what I tell my kids is essentially like, do you want to be like them or do you want to be like God wants us to be? I mean,
exactly.
You want to be. I always tell my kids to be the leader. Like, stop waiting for other people to tell you how to act. Like, be the leader.
I didn't hate the non-answer because
sure.
he's essentially saying you're asking the wrong question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you even asking that? Why are you? Which maybe I'm just a great leader, so I inferred that. But
these are great movies. These are great movies to like talk through your kids with, though. I mean, like which side to,
Well, also like Reed was teaching me some things
about what.
So when they're deciding if they're going to go attack them on the beach, which is kind of where we're at right now in the book, when they're deciding that, and the priests say that he saw an eagle.
Yes.
That had the serpent in there. Reed, who's, I'm not kidding you, half watching because he's playing a video game, driving me crazy that he's playing the video game during this movie that I'm watching with him. is he looks at me and he goes, oh, well, that's significant. And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, you know what eagles mean to the Greeks, right? Like, it was essentially a symbol from the gods that
they're going to win.
Anytime that they saw an eagle, it was a symbol from the gods. And what does he have? He has a snake.
Mm-hmm.
And what does a snake always represent?
Evil.
You know, throughout like every culture ever.
By the way, they weren't wrong. I mean, in those moments,
and he made me feel like such an idiot. He's like, great.
So before we came down here, I said, Charlie's like, what do you guys cover? Can I come down? I was like, no, we're covering like an adult type movie. And she goes, well, what's it about? I'm like, well, the Trojan War. You know much about this? And this is why I love classical learning. She's 9. She goes, yeah, they had a horse and the whole thing. And she's describing the Trojan Wars to me.
Yeah.
It's like classical learning is awesome.
When I showed up, she's like, do you even know about the Trojan Wars? It's like, yes, Charlie. You should have asked Uncle Brett.
That's right.
Charlie, if you want to be impressive, ask Brett these questions. When he gives the sword of Troy to Aeneas.
Yeah.
Aeneas is a name I know. Is that real? Is that in Iliad? Is that in Odyssey?
It's in the Aeneid.
Oh, the Aeneid. Okay. Which is the story of Aeneas.
So that kid he handed it to is significant.
That's part of it. Yeah.
So Troy gets sacked. They're given the sword itself doesn't actually exist. It's a symbol that they use in the movie, right? To say, hey, continue on our heritage.
So this is just a conversation. There's not a sword.
Essentially.
Okay.
But yeah, Aeneas was a prince in Troy. And then
Paris?
Romulus and
Dumbledore.
Yeah, because in the
Lupin
movie,
or whatever
in Troy, they make it look like he's just a kid passing by. It's like, here's someone who can carry the sword.
Remus and Romulus, the guys that like founded Rome, right? They're able to trace their lineage back to Aeneas.
Okay.
So essentially, the sacking of Rome and the Trojans having to go, or the sacking of Troy and the Trojans having to leave
to go to
is
Rome.
the beginning. Yeah, they make their way to Italy.
That's the beginning of Rome.
Those people become the beginning of Rome. Yeah,
and that's real.
I mean, that's the history of Rome via the Aeneid and other works.
Man,
and then they enslaved the Jews.
I want to know, dude.
And I'm probably not really doing it justice.
I know, man, but it makes me want to learn all of it. Yeah, it makes me want to read it. I gotta know.
Yep.
I gotta know. Well, if it doesn't matter, why you gotta know?
The good news is, guys, is that your kids are gonna read all this
and
stuff.
tell us all about it.
I'm just saying, read it with them.
Yeah.
My last note is this: soldiers gathering around Achilles' dead body while Agamemnon lies dead feet away. No one cares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love that, dude. Yeah.
Because he kept reminding him over and over again that no one's going to remember you. They're only going to remember me.
But we are talking about both of them.
That's true. I mean,
infamous, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, do you just want to be famous or do you want to be famous for being awesome? Like, at some point, Agamemnon just wanted to be the biggest name.
And I do think Achilles
Achilles was
wanted
revered.
to conquer everything.
Right.
Basically.
Achilles eventually had passion for... I mean, I think he really he wants to save... Is it Briseis?
Briseis.
I mean, I think he literally risks his life. He goes on the Trojan Horse not to conquer Troy. He's got one objective: save her. Yeah, I think it turns out...
Yeah, I think that's all a little contrived, but...
Yeah, but the movie. I'm saying just based on the movie.
Well, Briseis has a much bigger role, as I understand it.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly on her.
I got some fun facts for you guys.
I did ask who does it better, Monty Python or Troy.
Well, when you said sacked, I thought of Monty Python.
So or not Monty, the movie Monty Python or the movie Troy, right? Because I think it's so funny when those guys in Monty Python send in the rabbit. And then he's like, okay, what happens next? Well, you and you jump out of the rabbit.
They're standing right there.
And then they launch the rabbit out.
Have you seen Monty Python?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Long time ago.
I forgot about that scene.
I showed that movie to Reed, and now he quotes it all the time.
A heron! All right, so fun fact for you: Brad Pitt tore his left Achilles during the production.
Oh man, you can't make that up.
Can't make it up.
During the production?
Because at the filming of what is it? Today is July 12th. I have been nursing an Achilles issue for 4 months now. It's like the scariest thing. Brett just told me a mutual friend of ours just tore his Achilles. Yep. I know 2 people in my life that did, and I'm like, I'm just not taking a chance. It's the one that just it's hard to recover from. It takes you out of the game. Brad Pitt,
Tyrese missed a whole season,
dude. On top of that, Brett and I were talking about this. He's got shingles.
He's got shingles.
Like, what's going to happen this next season?
It really could have been. I mean, I'm not upset about the draft anymore. I mean, Kubat's that our team I think is better. However, dude, if Hallie isn't back 100% still, and the shingle thing,
I heard he was going to be back.
But shingles is I think it can pop back up at any moment.
Yeah, it's a virus that's in your body.
Dude,
yeah,
that sucks.
Really could have been off season from where. Yeah. So how long is he? What does it adjust? What does it affect for filming?
Production. I mean, they had to shift a lot of things. Now I don't know when. I mean, if he truly, tore it, it had to have been near the end because there's no way he could.
You wouldn't have been able to film some of these.
Yeah,
and I guess he might.
Does
he do his own stunts?
Yeah, he did all his own stunts. So did Eric Bana.
Dude, have you seen Munich?
I was going to ask you because I was going to say, is this Bana's best movie? But I think most people think Munich is. I think the thing that would make you say this isn't is because of how commercialized the movie is, which is sad because Marvel gets away with it.
His performance is good.
Marvel gets away with it. Yeah,
Marvel
it's
kind of gets away with it. It's not like Marvel wins awards or anything.
No, but I mean, if we're talking about a person and their so Brad Pitt, where does this rank in Brad Pitt's roles? Like Brad Pitt. Did I send you that thing? So,
but that being said, I think about this role when I think about Brad Pitt.
So do I. That sucks for him if that's like a role he doesn't like. But so World Cup showed Edward Norton and Brad Pitt in a suite together.
Yeah, it said,
and then all the memes after
talking to himself.
Yeah, Ed Norton talking to himself. But I was reading, it basically gave my algorithm just sent me a bunch of Fight Club stuff. Apparently, when Fight Club came out, like those two were sitting in the back of the theater screening it, and everyone was booing it, and it sucked. And Brad Pitt leaned over to Edward Norton and said, "I think this is the greatest movie I'll ever be a part of."
Yeah,
like tearfully. And so if that tells you kind of a little bit about the psyche of Brad Pitt, who hates it when people talk about how good looking he is. Who like blatantly said, I had to do a movie for the studio because of contract. Mm-hmm. Like that's just interesting.
Well, and he lives for movies to the point where the rest of his life seems to be kind of falling apart pretty hardcore
right now.
Yeah, like all of his kids have changed their last name to Angelina's last name. Oh, really? Yeah. Like
how many kids do they have together?
I don't know if they actually have any kids together.
I don't think he actually adopted them. I think she adopted them.
By the way, the speculation is that he was supposed to be in a movie called The Fountain.
Oh, The Fountain? Did it get made?
Departure.
I don't even think I've heard of it.
There's a well-documented fact, rather than mere speculation, that the movie Brad Pitt backed out of was Darren Aronofsky's sci-fi epic The Fountain. No, The Fountain was made.
I don't think I've seen it.
So he backed out of that and then got into another one, which we all love and he hates.
52% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hugh Jackman apparently took over that role. Huh. It's called The Fountain. The leading lady is Rachel Weisz.
I like Hugh Jackman. I like Rachel Weisz.
Darren Aronofsky. How do we know that name? That director.
He's for sure done one we've covered.
Requiem for a Dream, Mother. Oh. He's been in.
I know his name. Maybe we haven't covered one, but I'm gonna give you a fun fact about Brad Pitt in this film specifically.
Yep.
So think back. This came out in 2003.
Yes. No.
Jessica goes. Tell you what, teenage Jessica, Brad Pitt made my lady parts tingle. And I was like, I think Brad Pitt made my lady parts tingle.
Okay. I gotta read this.
I was gonna bring up. I was like,
I gotta read this.
I almost in my slam poetry said, I'm not gay. But if I was,
if there was ever an example of just objective beauty, it's Brad Pitt.
So Brian Cox, who plays Agamemnon, listen to this exact quote. In Vanity Fair's career retrospect video, Brian Cox says that Agamemnon is the only role he has ever pursued. Cox also commented on working with co-star Brad Pitt. He'd never been in costumes like that. Brad walked on set and my jaw was down because he was so stunningly beautiful. I'm straight, but I thought, wow, my God, this guy is stunning.
The movie you didn't list that Darren...
I'd be on set. I'd be like, I can't work on this movie.
It would be such a shame if Brad Pitt wasn't in movies and we didn't get like.
Yeah.
It's like
he's for years been Brad Pitt. He's like the North Star of good-looking actors.
The movie you didn't list that Darren Aronofsky has done, which blows my mind, that isn't in the list that whatever you looked up, Black Swan.
Oh, okay. And that's
Black
his
Swan.
big. That's the big one.
Yeah, Black Swan.
Yeah.
Now, Mother is Jennifer Lawrence, who's that's my celeb crush.
That's a weird movie, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a
he must just like weird movies.
Jordan Peele weird movie kind of.
Yeah.
Dude, some of these Jordan Peele.
So did we watch Us?
Yes. No.
We haven't watched Us.
Have you watched
We watched
it?
Nope
I haven't.
and Get Out.
Oh, is it scary?
Us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude,
Will you guys watch it with me?
all of his movies look like they're supposed to be scary, and they're almost scary, and they're about to be scary, and they're not. Rem's not having it.
Get Out is kind of scary.
It's kind of scary, bro.
No, I think it leaves me anxiety, like something's about to happen. It never does.
Certainly messes with your emotions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We do need to get a fun. I do like doing those kinds of movies in October, or at least a couple of them.
What's the other one? Up? Don't Look Up? Just Look Up? Just Us?
What are you asking?
No, it's
Don't Look Up is
him or
It's so
no the last
Jordan Peele,
one.
the one where they get the
he doesn't
alien.
do Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
No.
That's a horrible movie.
That's really bad.
It's bad.
I don't.
And it's got Leo in it, and it's got Jennifer Lawrence in it, and
It's bad.
It's
It's
bad.
very bad.
Nope.
No.
Nope is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So we
Get Out and Nope. We have not watched Us, and that one looks like the scariest.
and the other one was called Him.
Look
or-
at this freaking
What's the one
frame.
What's the one that came out
Look
this
at
last
this
year?
kid. Huh?
It's called like Him or whatever. The one with the athlete.
Oh, yeah,
the
but that was, like,
demons and
more-
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one is demonic.
Are we gonna watch
I'm not gonna
that?
do that? I'm not gonna do that
We're
one.
not gonna watch
I
that
can't
one.
do it. Hey, another Darren Aronofsky movie that I've heard of that's great that I've never seen is The Wrestler. You
Oh,
ever
that
seen
is a
The
good
Wrestler?
movie.
I've heard
Yeah,
that's
really
awesome.
good movie.
Oh, the rest was really with Mickey Rourke.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a very good movie.
Yeah.
Peele did not direct this. Justin Tipping did.
Oh,
That's interesting. Because I thought Peele did this. Maybe he acted.
which
in
one?
it? Maybe he's a writer. No, he's not even a writer.
In
so
what?
him.
Dude, Rem has been
Oh, he
sending
did?
me.
I thought he did.
No,
Rem has been sending
Peele-
me clips from Key and Peele the last couple
Oh
weeks.
my gosh.
Dude, they're so good.
Did you see
Stuff
the
I
one?
haven't
Did you
seen
see the
before.
soccer one?
Oh,
The-
not the skit where he's just where he's just reading off names of players.
No.
where he's running?
No. There's they did. I don't know. They released it for the World Cup, right? So
Oh, it's new.
I don't know if it's new, but he runs out there on the field, and someone like goes in front of him, and he jumps, does a flip, and falls over, and he's like, he's acting like he's dying,
Yeah.
right? And then Keegan is
Oh, Peele does.
he's and Keegan's the other guy, and he's like talking to the ref like, seriously, what are you gonna do? And then Peele and I get them confused.
Key and Peele. Michael Keegan.
Michael Keegan, and then the other guy is Peele, right?
Yeah.
Jordan Peele is the bigger.
Jordan Peele, yeah.
Bigger
So
guy.
Jordan Peele's on the ground, and he's the one that's dying. So he dies, goes up to heaven.
Oh, he dies.
Okay, he dies, goes up to heaven, right? They're pulling him up on the stretcher. Then he winks at God, jumps back down right as they're ready to take the penalty kick and steals the penalty kick and knocks it in the goal. And Keegan's so pissed.
That's their skit where he's the one that I sent you is where Peele is crying, and Key is like
he can't stop laughing as the gangsters.
I have never seen. So was it live skits?
No.
So did they just film it and they keep it running because it's funny to watch him break?
And maybe it was funnier than him not.
I mean, he
breaking.
could not get through this skit, and I think it's the final cut. So they're just like, well, let's just post it.
Sure.
I never. I was a Dave Chappelle guy, so I never watched.
Those
I don't know.
skits were pre-made.
There was 2010, 2008, 2009. I missed so much
Shows,
sports, everything.
Because we were
like
working.
10 years. I was working so hard, dude. I was working so hard from 07 to call it 17. I didn't know. I missed out on what a lot of people would call.
You can watch a lot of movies between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's
That was
what
the
I
responsible
did.
one.
It's true.
Actually,
That's
I
what
watched
I did.
Lost. I
Did you say
Lost.
you were the responsible one?
Yes.
I'm glad I finally gave Lost a shot.
I did Lost.
Lost is good.
I did Lost on DVD. Like it's 9:30, and it's like we're finishing a season. It's like, what time does Best Buy close? Because I need to go get. I need to go get the next season now. Yeah,
Those are the good old days, man. I tell you what, it made you appreciate when you had to put a DVD in. It's not easy to just turn the channel.
Oh, it's a decision.
Mentally, you just commit to it and you watch it.
Yeah.
When you have the ability
just
to
goes.
Pause.
Yeah.
It's gonna pop back up.
you're content. But when you have all these options, I tell you, like the more options I have, the harder it is for me to actually be content with what I chose.
Sure.
Which is sin in my life. I understand, but it's not my fault. It's their fault.
I mean, I always had trouble picking at Blockbuster, though.
I mean, there's nights where Kelsey and I will take 30 to 45 minutes, and then we'll just fall asleep.
So my new
Just trying to pick a movie.
in training. I said this for the first time this week. Teaching people how to give A or B options.
Yeah.
Like 2 times,
Yeah.
2 days, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, don't Netflix them and be like, when do you want me to come over? Right? I'm like, how many times have you sat down to try to decide, and an hour later you're like, we're done. Yeah, we're done.
That's good.
Or we could bring
Don't
back
Netflix them.
and chill. Let's not.
I use
All right.
Cheesecake Factory because of that huge menu.
Netflix and Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, I cheesecake and chill. For sure.
Oh,
Cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
Dude, how about seeing Mrs. Kilmer at Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah, that's great.
That was awesome.
Fantastic.
Any more favorite scenes, quotes, anything more notes that you're like, man, I gotta make sure I get this in.
I don't think so.
Last note I have is that the Trojan Horse prop was actually given to the Turkish government as a gift. You can still walk on the boardwalk and see it.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
That'd be pretty cool. Like I like stuff like that where there's like props that are out there, like that actors choose to keep.
We were gonna go to Turkey once for a national
It would be
trip.
kind of cool to get some of that and outfit this room with
Memorabilia.
stuff like
Cool.
that.
We were gonna go to
I'm
Turkey
game.
once for a trip, and then 2 months before the trip, their airport got bombed.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Did you hear why they changed it?
So
their
you
name?
guys made excuses?
We did not go.
Did you hear why Turkey changed their name to Turkey or however?
Oh,
you
I
say
didn't
it?
know it. I didn't know it.
The government changed the name, and the primary reason was because of how much English,
Because the turkey is like a weak bird.
It's a weak bird. It's what you call your weak friends. He's such a turkey. It was like they really felt like it was demeaning their country, and they physically like changed the name.
Well, we got power. We got power.
Well, you know, it was floated as our national bird.
Turkey?
That's what.
That would make sense.
Benjamin Franklin wanted it to be the turkey.
Yeah.
And somebody I can't remember who, basically said that's a weak bird,
Yeah.
and then made it the eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like turkey?
Do I like turkey?
Yeah.
Like eating
Like
it?
eating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the dark meat or the white meat?
In general, I'm more of a dark meat person.
Yeah, me too. I'd crush that turkey leg.
What about you, Brett?
Istanbul is Turkey's largest metropolis. That's where we were going.
Mhm.
I'm allergic to turkey. Allergic to chicken, all birds, duck, quail.
Including pigs.
Have you tried all birds?
Cardinal. Never tried cardinal, but probably allergic.
You laugh, but there's been times where people have had to eat cardinals.
Dude, I bet. What? Dude, what is it? I badly want to eat. I've decided now it's not even chicken wings. It's not chicken. It's chicken like no, not grilled. What do you call it when it's breaded?
Baked.
Dude,
fried.
Fried chicken tenders from Raising Cane's. That's what I want.
Well, you're gonna be severely disappointed.
Not even
Chick-fil-A.
Not even Chick-fil-A.
Great.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah. I'll eat, but I want chicken wings. Oh, chicken wings.
I made some really good chicken wings this weekend.
Dude, I think smoking the chicken wings is the way to go.
I've yet to experience a situation where smoking it isn't the better option, because then you can always sear it at the back end if you really want to.
Yeah.
Love it. Love me some smoking. It's rating time. Dude, I'm sorry. Call me a Hollywood buffoon. I'm an 8.7. Wow. I love this freaking movie. I loved it. Even with my distaste for some of the choreography.
I was gonna say that's why I'm impressed. I'm
8.7.
a 9. This is a top war movie all time for me. It's on my top 9 list.
Well,
this was my favorite war movie of all time.
Is this what got you to love war movies? This
is what got me to love swords, medieval times, epics. Like I really enjoyed. Like I remember history in 8th grade. We did a bunch of studying on this. We created catapults. I remember that project. We all had to create catapults. That was cool. I always thought that like if I had to go back in time, being in an age where you had to fight with swords would be like something pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I always think when I see movies like this, like that's when men were men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we just get on podcasts. 8.0 for me. 8.0.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. We got coming up King Richard. Dude, listen to this lineup. I have not seen it.
I have seen it. Okay. I have seen it, yeah.
Listen to this lineup. King Richard, The Departed, Godfather 2, Pursuit of Happiness, and then I always mess up the title. What's our
Splendid in the Vial.
Splendid in the Vial, which fun, awesome announcement on that coming up soon. Stay tuned. Splendid in the Vial. Marcus, you gotta give it. Don't give it away. But any favorite thoughts on Splendid in the Vial?
Is the whole thing about Churchill? Is he the central character?
I'm a third of the way through.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good chunk. Is it about Churchill, or is it like he's just one of the characters?
Well, he's just one of the characters because, like Goebbels and Hitler.
I would
and
say
Goring.
he's definitely the centerpiece, though.
Goebbels, Hitler's, Goring all play a part as well, and then the different members of Churchill's cabinet.
Yeah,
but he is the figure by which it all revolves around. I'll give you a couple of quick little like tidbits from the book that I just find fascinating about him. He took 2 baths every single day, and he would work from the bath. So he would have secretaries with him at all times, who would be writing down things and doing correspondence and stuff, including while he's bathing.
Worked from bed.
And he worked from bed was the second one. Is that how much work he got done like in the mornings, no matter how he looked or whatever, what he had on, if he had anything on, he would just work from bed. And he'd have secretaries in there. And a lot of times they couldn't understand him specifically because he had the cigars in his mouth.
So the scene with, what's the guy's name? What's Helen's husband's name? Menelaus. This scene where Paris, a.k.a. Orlando Bloom, crawls back to Hector.
Oh, my gosh.
Andrew Garfield could have played Paris.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield would make a great, young, stupid, scared prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Could have been Garfield, yeah.
I also think that he could pull off Hector, though.
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah. I think he's a very good actor.
He's a very good actor. I would.
He'd have to gain a lot of weight for Hector.
He'd have to put some muscle on. But I'm saying
his ability.
The acting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's...
Act, Gary.
I think he's very underrated.
I had whenever somebody puts down, I always have people, new teammates, that I have them list their favorite music and favorite movie. Mm-hmm. And whenever they list Spider-Man as a favorite, I've asked them which one. And a kid recently say Garfield's his favorite Spider-Man, which great take for a youngin'.
It is a take, but Tom Holland is so perfect.
He's so great, dude. And I don't think it's recency bias. I think he's that good.
I think it's just that he's so young while he's doing it, and he nails the teenager piece of Superman of Spider-Man in a way that neither of the other ones do.
No Way Home is probably my favorite Spider-Man, but have you seen Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
That's really good.
Really good.
Really, really, really good.
I'm excited. The new one comes out like this month.
Yeah, very, very close.
Yeah.
Hopefully King Richard departed. Godfather 2 don't disappoint. You think Godfather 2 is as good as Spider-Man?
You missed it, Rem. He said,
do you
think Godfather 2 is as good as Spider-Man?
Which Spider-Man?
Oh, does it matter? Does it matter? Well,
Brett said No Way Home.
Garfield's.
Brett said No Way Home is his favorite.
Is my favorite, but Into the Spider-Verse is
One of my favorites. I was gonna say my favorite Spider-Man's Into the Spider-Verse.
It's really good.
It's really good.
That is the animated one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it as good as Godfather 2?
I don't know.
Save your take. 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't even know how you compare it.
See.